こんばんは。フォレックス TV ニューヨークのレミです。5月2日金曜日の為替レポート、ニューヨークレビューをお伝えします。2日のアメリカ株式市場でダウ平均は続伸し、今年の最高値を更新しました。ダウ平均は48ドル20セント高の 13,058 ドル20セントで終えた。ナスダック総合株価指数は 3.72 ポイント安の 2476.99 で終えた。前日発表されたサンマイクロシステムズの決算が重しとなりました。本日米欧の中央銀行が協調して流動性の供給を拡大すると発表しました。支援材料となりダウ平均の上げ幅は一時120ドルを超える場面がありました。今朝発表された4月のアメリカ雇用統計で非農業部門の雇用者数は市場予想を下回り、前月比2万人減少しました。失業率は 5% に低下しました。ニューヨーク外国為替市場で円相場は続落しました。米雇用統計が雇用情勢の底堅さを示し、円売りドル買いが優勢となりました。ニューヨーク市場の取引で円は一時105円70銭と2月28日以来の安値をつけました。ドル円は105円35銭から45銭で取引を終えた。円は対ユーロで大幅反落しました。またユーロは対ドルで続落しました。前日の終値の 1.54 ドル台後半から 1.54 ドル台前半に下落しました。それではフォーカストのアナリストルーディ・ナーバスさんとのインタビューをご覧ください。
We're looking for 153.40 to hold up. I think there's also a limit to 155.2 on the upside. We do have the holidays coming up next week in Europe as well, especially in England. So we have to see how liquidity holds. We could see a break of one side or the other, but we think that 153.40 should hold for now, without having strong, important U.S. data coming up, except for the ISM and non-manufacturing next week. So we'll keep an eye out for it, but it looks like for now the U.S. dollar bulls are winning.
Well, Rudy, looking ahead to next week, we do have the BOE as well as the ECB rate announcement on Thursday. The U.S. data front is later next week. But what do you think both the central banks, the Bank of England and ECB will do? And what do you think that means for euro sterling?
Well, I think for euro sterling, euro sterling is both. First of all, for the ECB, I think the ECB is going to be hawkish as well. There's a 100% chance it's going to stand pat and remain hawkish. I think that in the near term, we're not going to see any sort of hints that they want to cut rates. But we do think it'll happen sometime, probably in 2009. But at this point, given high inflationary pressures, and they are, if deciding they are an inflation-targeting bank, that I think they're going to stand pat and stay hawkish. On the other hand, the BOE, we think that they will pause. But I think the risk is that we're going to see an ease later on, probably in June or sometime in the summertime. The reason why is that they're getting hit by the credit crisis more than what's happening in mainland Europe, and they're also having a bit of housing issues as well. Accordingly, we think that for euro sterling goes, I think the euro has more upside. Sterling, on the other hand, it's been suffering as of late, underperforming relative to euro in the past few weeks. So we don't think how positive on that trend at all.
Well, you covered euro sterling before we move on to the other windows. If we continue to look at the UK pound against the US currency, overnight we saw the pound gain against the US dollar, but heading into the euro session, we saw continued choppy downside moves. So for the new term and also the medium term, what do you expect to see in the pound against the US dollar?
Well, I think in the near term, I think it's going to be in range. I think with the Federal Reserve on hold and the BOE on hold as well, on a fundamental basis, you're not going to see anything. It's going to trade between the $2 and 196 range for the next few days. And we also have the bank holiday coming up too in England. so that's that could put some pressure either way because of the thin liquidity, thin markets. But then again, it could snap back once money gets back in full swing. And further out, I think that there is a case for U.S. dollar strengthening versus the pound, largely because they do expect some easing in June from the BOE and the Federal Reserve to stand pat. But later on, I think if we go further out in the year, there is a risk that the Federal Reserve will continue to cut rates. I think their Federal Reserve is waiting to see how the impact of the past economic the stimulus package from the government, as well as past easing, is going to play out. And by Q3, they'll find out whether or not it is actually working out. And what we'll find, I think, is that we'll find an economy that just needs a little bit more push.
以上、フォーカストのアナリストルーディー・ナーバスさんとのインタビューでした。ForexTV ニューヨークのレミがお伝えしました。最新の為替情報については ForexTV ジャパンをご覧ください。